First contact in the mist. The escape pod's emergency lights cast an eerie red glow through the dense mist as Dr. Chen Wei secured the crash site perimeter one final time before nightfall. Terra Luna 9 wasn't supposed to have intelligent life, he muttered to himself, adjusting his breathing apparatus. The research station's destruction had left him marooned on this unexplored moon with dwindling supplies and no communication with Earth Command. A soft sound stopped him mid-stride. Something, between a whisper and a moan, emanating from the twisted metal of what had been the station's xenobiology lab. Chen approached cautiously, medical kit in one hand, plasma cutter in the other. The past 3 years studying alien bacterial colonies hadn't prepared him for what lay beneath the wreckage. She was curled into herself, skin the color of twilight dusk with luminescent patterns flowing like constellations across her form. A Nixian. A species only documented in classified reports, never officially contacted. Hello, Chen said softly, setting down his weapons. I'm here to help. Her eyes opened, revealing iridescent irises that shifted between silver and violet. Stay back, human, she hissed through obvious pain. Your kind has done enough. Chen noticed the deep laceration across her shoulder where purple fluid seeped into the soil. I'm a doctor, a healer, I can help with that wound. The wound will heal, she responded, attempting to stand before collapsing back. It's what your kind has done to my ship that cannot be undone. Chen processed this information quickly. You think humans attacked you? That's impossible. We didn't even know Nixians had reached this system. Her luminescence flickered skeptically. Then who? Disabled my vessel? Who fired upon an emissary ship? The same ones who destroyed my research station, perhaps. Chen offered, kneeling at a safe distance. I'm alone here, just a scientist. My name is Chen. Minutes passed in tense silence before she spoke again. I am Aya, third healer of the Nixian Conclave. She studied him with those shifting eyes. If you speak truth, then we share common enemies. Let me treat your wound, Chen said, gesturing to his medical kit. Then we can figure this out together. Aya's luminescence pulsed with what seemed like consideration. Our physiologies are different. Your medicines may harm me. I'm a xenobiologist, Chen explained. I'll be careful, and I'll follow your guidance. Another long silence followed before Aya nodded once. Very well, human. But understand, this contact between our species was not meant to happen like this. Our first meeting should have been between diplomats, not castaways. As darkness fell around them, Chen helped Aya to the relative safety of his escape pod. The small shelter barely accommodated them both, her tall frame making the space seem even more cramped. Why were you coming here? Chen asked. Preparing clean bandages, Aya's expression became unreadable. To make contact officially, to extend an invitation. An invitation to what? Her luminescence dimmed slightly. To join something greater than ourselves, something your people have been searching for among the stars. Outside, the mist thickened, and strange sounds echoed through the forest. Something moved in the darkness beyond the pod's sealed door. We are not alone here, Dr. Chen, Aya whispered, and when morning comes, we must be ready. The medical scanner in Chen's hand beeped softly, revealing compounds in Aya's blood unlike anything in Earth's databases. The mystery of her began to unfold before him, along with the growing certainty that everything was about to change. Wounds that speak. Morning light filtered through the escape pod's viewport, casting prismatic patterns across Aya's purple skin. Chen watched as the luminescent markings along her arms pulsed in rhythm with her breathing. Your wound needs cleaning, he said softly, preparing antiseptic solutions modified based on his scanner's analysis of her biochemistry. Aya regarded him with cautious eyes. Our healers use touch transference, a direct energy exchange. Your methods seem primitive, yet fascinating. I work with what I have, Chen replied with a small smile. Though I admit I've never treated a Nixian before, perhaps you could guide me. Aya slowly shifted her position, revealing the full extent of the wound across her shoulder. The primary nerve cluster is exposed, she explained. It requires gentle pressure, not your chemicals. Chen hesitated. I don't want to cause you more pain. It isn't about pain, Aya said, her voice dropping. For my people, touch is communication, bioelectric exchange, data and emotion together. Do you understand? Theoretically, Chen nodded, though uncertainty crossed his features. But I have no experience with such things. Follow my instructions precisely, Aya directed. Place your hand here. She gestured to a spot beside the wound where her skin glowed more intensely. Chen removed his gloves and placed his palm gently against her shoulder, his scientific curiosity momentarily overriding his apprehension. The moment their skin made contact, a warm, tingling sensation traveled up his arm. His vision blurred slightly as unfamiliar emotions washed through him. Curiosity, fear, determination, loneliness. What's happening? He gasped, not pulling away despite his surprise. Neural resonance, Aya whispered, her eyes widening. You're more receptive than I expected. Most non-Nixians feel nothing. Chen focused on maintaining the contact, despite the disorienting sensation. Is this helping your wound? Yes, Aya responded, but be careful where you... Her warning came too late as Chen's fingers accidentally slipped across a brightly glowing node near her collarbone. Aya's back arched, suddenly a sound between gasp and moan escaping her lips. Her luminescence flared brilliantly, bathing the pod in purple light. Chen immediately pulled his hand back. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Don't touch me there, Aya said breathlessly, her eyes now fixed on his. Unless you mean it human. Confusion and unexpected warmth flooded Chen's face. I don't understand. Aya's luminescence gradually returned to normal. You touched a bonding node reserved for those who share life paths. Among my people, such contact is not casual. I apologize, Chen said genuinely. Cultural differences, I should have been more careful. A long silence followed before Aya spoke again. Your touch carried truth, Chen. No deception, no malice. That is rare among any species. Outside the pod, a metallic scraping sound interrupted them. Chen reached for his scanner. They've found us, Aya whispered. The Voidwalkers. They destroyed your station and my ship. What do they want? Chen asked, already gathering essential supplies. To harvest. Aya's voice was grim. Life, energy, consciousness, everything that makes sentient beings unique. They consume it. Chen helped Aya to her feet, noticing her wound had partially closed already. We need to move, find better shelter. There is another option, Aya said. My emergency beacon. I activated it before crashing, AOI. People will come, but not soon enough unless we can amplify the signal. Chen considered this. The research station's communication array. If any part remains intact, we could modify it. It would require crossing 3 kilometers of forest, Aya noted, with them hunting us. Their eyes met in shared understanding of the danger. Then we move carefully, Chen said, gathering his medical kit. Together. As they prepared to leave the relative safety of the pod, Aya's hand brushed against Chen's, creating that same tingling connection. In my culture, she said quietly, when lives intertwine during danger, a bond forms, one that transcends ordinary connections. Chen felt something shift between them, something neither scientific analysis nor rational thought could explain. Then let's make sure we both survive to explore what that means, he replied as they stepped out into the mist-shrouded forest toward an uncertain path. The Bridge of Trust. They moved through the forest like shadows, Chen supporting Aya when her strength wavered. Every snapped twig or rustling leaf caused them to freeze, waiting for signs of pursuit. Tell me about the Voidwalkers, Chen whispered. As they paused beside a luminescent fungal growth, Aya's eyes scanned the mist. They were once like you and me, physical beings, but they evolved or perhaps devolved into energy parasites. They seek out advanced civilizations to feed upon the complexity of their minds. And they're here on Terra Luna 9? A scout ship, perhaps, Aya replied, searching for viable harvest sites. My vessel detected their energy signature, which is why I diverted here. I didn't expect to find humans. Chen helped her over, a fallen tree, noticing how her luminescence dimmed when she exerted herself. How is your wound? Healing, she said. Our conversation earlier through touch, it accelerated the process. That's why bonding is so important to Nixians. We heal each other through connection. A distant mechanical whine pierced the air. They ducked beneath a dense canopy of broad leaves. The station is still 2 kilometers ahead, Chen whispered, checking his scanner. At this pace, we'll reach it by nightfall. Aya's hand found his in the shadows, creating that now familiar tingle of connection. I need to understand you better if we're to survive this, Chen. Share with me. Share? Among my people, knowledge of each other's experiences strengthens our bond, makes us more effective together, she explained. Will you permit me? Chen hesitated, then nodded. What do I need to do? Close your eyes. Place your forehead against mine. Heart racing. Chen leaned forward until their foreheads touched. The connection was immediate and overwhelming. Images flooded his mind. His childhood in Shanghai, the death of his parents, the isolation of his academic career, the wonder of his first alien bacteria discovery, his failures, his hopes simultaneously. He experienced flashes of Aya's life. Crystal cities beneath purple skies, rigorous healer training, the loss of her bonded partner in a previous Voidwalker attack, her mission to forge alliances with promising species. When they separated, both were breathing heavily, tears streaming down Chen's face. I've never experienced anything like that, he whispered. You've lost so much, yet you still hope. As do you. Aya replied, her luminescence pulsing with newfound intensity. You seek connection in the stars because you couldn't find it on Earth. Chen couldn't deny the truth of her words. Does this mean we're bonded now? No. Aya's expression softened. But we've built a bridge. We understand each other. That's the foundation. They continued their journey in comfortable silence until the ruins of the research station appeared through the trees. There, Chen pointed, the communication array seems partially intact. As they approached the edge of the clearing, Aya suddenly pulled Chen down. Wait, she hissed. Look. Shadow figures moved through the ruins, their forms shifting between solid and vapor, leaving trails of darkness. Voidwalkers, Aya whispered. They're searching for survivors. Can they detect us? They sense neural activity, complex thought patterns, she explained. If we approach directly, they'll find us. Chen studied the station layout. There's a maintenance tunnel beneath the main laboratory. If we can reach it without being seen, we might access the array. Controls from below. How do we mask our presence? Chen thought for a moment, then reached for the luminescent fungus they'd passed earlier. These emit a frequency similar to background radiation. They might create enough interference. As night fell, they coated their skin with the glowing substance, Aya's natural luminescence blending with the fungal glow, creating an ethereal effect that made Chen's breath catch. You're beautiful, he said. Without thinking, Aya's eyes met his. In my culture, such words are only spoken between those who intend to explore deeper connection. And if that were my intention? Chen asked, surprising himself. Before she could answer, one of the shadow figures turned toward them, its featureless form seeming to sniff the air. Now, Aya whispered. They ran toward the station's broken shell as darkness closed in around them, and the hunt began in earnest. Forbidden rhythms. They barely reached the maintenance tunnel before the shadows converged on their position. Chen sealed the hatch behind them, plunging them into darkness, broken only by Aya's natural glow. This way, he whispered, leading her. Through cramped passages, the array controls should be just ahead. The communication center was miraculously intact. Chen worked frantically to connect Aya's beacon to the station's amplifier. I need to calibrate it to your signal, he said. May I? Aya nodded, guiding his hands to the luminescent node at the center of her palm. Their connection flared immediately stronger than before. Images, feelings, sensations flowed between them. "Chen," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. "This goes beyond mere assistance." His eyes met hers in the purple glow. "I know." The moment stretched between them, charged with possibility, until a thunderous crash above signaled the Voidwalkers had found them. "Hurry," Aya urged. "The signal must transmit." Chen completed the final connections. "It's done. Your people will find us, but it will take time." The ceiling groaned as shadow forms pressed against it. "Then we face them together." Aya said, her hand finding his. As one. Their touch deepened, something shifting between them. Something inevitable. Chen felt himself drawn closer, unable to resist the pull of her presence. "This connection," Aya breathed. "It's forbidden between different species, yet I cannot deny what grows between us." Their foreheads touched, then their lips, an explosion of sensation and shared consciousness. "If we survive this," Chen whispered against her skin. "When we survive this," she corrected, pulling him closer as the shadows descended. "Nebula of new beginnings." The Nixian rescue vessel found them 3 days later, surrounded by dissipating shadow matter. Aya and Chen stood back to back, her bioluminescence merged with his life energy in a defensive shield that had kept the Voidwalkers at bay. "You've created something unprecedented," Commander Rena of the Nixian Conclave observed, studying their intertwined energy signatures. "A human-Nixian neural bond." "It was necessary for survival," Aya explained, though. Her eyes told Chen a different story. "And now?" he asked, quietly, as medical teams treated their wounds, Aya's fingers intertwined with his. "Now we have choices." The Nixian Council convened urgently upon their return to the mothership. The unprecedented bond between Chen and Aya, challenging centuries of isolation policy. "This human has helped defend against the Voidwalker threat," Aya argued before the council, "and proven that deeper connection between our species is possible." "The neural resonance readings are undeniable," added the chief. "Healer. They've achieved something our scientists believed impossible." Commander Rena stepped forward. "Then perhaps this is the beginning of something new, something necessary for the challenges that lie ahead." Later, as they stood before the viewing port watching stars streak by, Chen turned to Aya. "Where do we go from here?" he asked. Her luminescence pulsed in time with his heartbeat, their connection now permanent, unbreakable. "Everywhere," she whispered, taking his hand. "The universe has brought together what was meant to be joined. We are the first bridge between worlds." As the ship accelerated toward Nixian space, Chen felt not loss for the life left behind, but anticipation for the journey ahead. The touch that began as healing had transformed into something transcendent, something that would change the course of both their civilizations. "Together then," he said, as her purple glow enveloped them both. "Always," she replied as stars rushed past, promising new beginnings and unexplored horizons beyond imagination.